Hi everybody. Sorry, I have been sick for the past week, so I apologize for not getting a video out sooner. But I just kind of want to talk real quick. I'm going to talk a little bit about entertainment. And it's my first, I'll do a real quick video here, but it basically comes down to, for those of you who don't know, or don't care, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker is going to be out in about 2 weeks, and actually a little less than 2 weeks. It'll finally be in theaters. I like to refer to it as Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker, because the franchise has been so destroyed by Kathleen Kennedy, who was the head of Lucasfilms. Huge mistake that George Lucas made putting her in charge. She completely effed up his brand. Just completely destroyed it, because she thought she knew better than anybody else, and I knew this was going to happen. The moment I saw her come out with t-shirts when The Force Awakens came out, and they kind of reinvigorated or restarted the whole Star Wars mythos, because they bought Star Wars from George Lucas for over $4 billion. They actually felt like they overpaid for it, so they got to get some movies out there and start making their money back right away. Well, The Force Awakens actually did pretty well. It made about $2 billion, which is cool. I mean, people have seen Star Wars for years. There had been no Star Wars for a long time, so people are excited to see what's going on. But the moment I saw an article and saw her standing in the front with like 2 or 3 other ladies that said, "The Force is female," I knew at that moment, I was like, oh, this could be very, very bad. So, and of course it was, because Kathleen Kennedy, she hired J.J. Abrams, who, my buddy Gary at Nerdrotic, please check out his channel. He is phenomenal. He does a great job of breaking down comics and movies and how the current woke culture is affecting them in a negative light. He is fantastic. Comics, movies, TV shows. Definitely check out Gary at Nerdrotic. Awesome guy. But he calls J.J. Abrams, who, like him, I used to be a fan. We used to both be fans of J.J. Abrams. He calls him Jar Jar Abrams, and with good reason, because J.J. Abrams is really, really good at stealing from other movies or borrowing from other movies and putting some lens flares on it and then making it seem like something new. He's really good at that. So he directed that first movie, The Force Awakens, which I didn't think was that great, because the character of Rey, I've never been able to get behind. Some stranded girl on a desert planet, somehow, never flown, to our knowledge, never flown a ship before, doesn't have any, to our knowledge, any particular mechanical skills when it comes to repairing spaceships. Somehow can fly the Millennium Falcon better than Han Solo can. She knows how to fix everything that goes wrong with it for some odd reason. She's never held a lightsaber in her life, but she can somehow fight a Sith Lord, Kylo Ren, to a duel, including getting actually the best of him, because she cut his face where she didn't have a scratch on her. And she can somehow use the Force to use the Jedi mind trick to get stormtroopers to release her and walk away, having no connection to the Force whatsoever. This is all, by the way, in the first movie. Ridiculous. So, second movie comes out, The Last Jedi, which is terrible. It is objectively a very, very bad film. I saw it, and after I saw that movie, I was like, what the hell is this? Now, let's backtrack a little bit. For those of you who already know, Kathleen Kennedy made it a point, because Jar Jar wasn't available for the second film. She went out and got some no-name Ryan Johnson, who I think had done Looper. He does like these little indie films, and he's really big. His biggest thing was subversion of expectations. That's the big buzzword in Hollywood, which basically just means we're gonna F up your product and dare you to say something bad about it. So that's what it means. So anyway, he, like her, is also woke, because why not? It's woke Hollywood, everybody. And so he takes The Last Jedi with no real connection to the Star Wars lore, He was given an outline by J.J. Abrams or Jar Jar on where to go from the first story, because the first story, the second story, and the third story should all connect in some way in a trilogy, right? You would think it would make sense. First story is introduction, the second story is the conflict, the third story is the conclusion. That's how it's supposed to happen. Nope. Roundhead Ryan, whose head really is perfectly round, is the weirdest thing. But he decides to go a different route, and he creates The Last Jedi. And The Last Jedi is so, it's not even so much a subjective thing, it's so objectively bad that there's a producer, a gentleman who produced, I think, The Bionic Woman. His name's Cameron Pasha. He teaches at colleges like Columbia, teaches film and the art of filmmaking and that sort of thing. And he actually uses The Last Jedi as an example of how not to create a movie. That is awesome. That the movie's so bad that this guy has enough guts to teach it in colleges as how not to do a movie. I love that. I think it's hysterical. But now The Last Jedi coming out, when The Last Jedi came out, didn't make nearly as much money as The Force Awakens made, and because it so pissed off the fans, and because Kathleen Kennedy and Disney allowed Rian Johnson and others to go out and troll fans who said, man, this movie sucks, and talk about how we were misogynist, man baby, incels. And for those who don't know, kids, incels means you're not able to get laid. Now, I say that in jest, kids. My channel is not for children. If you're not 13 or older, please stop watching this. Go play video games or whatever, or at least watch it on your parents' adult account. But if you're not 13 or older, do not watch my video. My videos are not for kids. I want to make sure I make that statement. But at any rate, we get back to Disney Star Wars, and they allow Ryan Roundhead to go out and troll the fans who are passionate, who really care about this property and care about the lore and care about the canon, and just talk about we're misogynist, man babies, sexist, racist, isms, and all kinds of other bull. And it really divided the fandom. Now, there's going to be some just clueless, take my money Star Wars people who really are, I think, more cursory fans. I haven't met anybody who really loves The Last Jedi. I don't even know how it's possible, but maybe there's somebody out there who does. But for most of us, the fandom, it was a very divisive film, to the point where Solo, which I saw Solo, I thought Solo was pretty good. Well, I won't say good, I thought it was all right. Solo lost money. It was the first Star Wars film to make money. Star Wars should be a cash cow. You should be able to make a Star Wars movie as long as it's good and make money no matter what. But again, the caveat is as long as it's good. Apparently, Disney decided that didn't matter. We just slap Star Wars on something, throw all of our woke politics into it, and people, because they're stupid, will buy it. And if they don't buy it, it's because they're racist, isms, other isms, and whatever. Okay, great. Now they have The Rise of Skywalker coming out, and they are scared to death that they're going to lose money, which I think is hysterical. I actually think it's really funny. They're worried about losing money, and I actually hope they do, because what I've learned about Hollywood, they can say what they want about how woke they are and how social justice and Me Too and believe women and all this other bull, all this other crap. The one thing Hollywood cares about is money. They can tell you how we care about black people. No, the only color Hollywood really cares about is green. So the only way they're going to understand that we don't want them making crap or trying to push crap down our throats is to not pay for that crap. So I am not planning to go see the movie when it comes out in 2 weeks. I have zero desire to see it, because in my mind, they've already ruined Star Wars. I don't see how they can, especially with The Last Jedi. That movie was so bad, so destroyed, so much canon, and so much of the story, what they did to Luke Skywalker was a criminal. and Rey's being super powered Jedi feminist warrior, I'm out. I'm not doing it. So I'm not even going to be bothered to even attempt to do it, to go and see the movie at all. I'll check out the review, and if it's any good, maybe when it gets into like a dollar theater, which I doubt it ever will, or when it comes on television, I'll watch it then. But I'm just out on Star Wars as far as the movie's concerned. That Mandalorian show is actually pretty good. I like that show. It's a really good show. And if you haven't seen it, you should probably check it out too. So if you like, if you want to see some decent Star Wars, I won't see great, but it is decent Star Wars. And because it's decent, it seems great because we've been mistreated with bad Star Wars for so long. The Mandalorian on Disney Plus is actually a really good show. You should check it out. I'm looking forward to that. As a matter of fact, today, checking out episode 5 when it comes, and it's out today. It comes out every Friday, apparently, except for the Friday that the Rise of Skywalker comes out, or as I like to refer to it as the Rise of Skywalker. I didn't come up with that term. I am borrowing it, but it is apt. That episode, I think episode 7, is coming out on the Wednesday before Rise of Skywalker. But I digress. If you want to see good Star Wars, The Mandalorian is probably the way to go. As far as The Rise of Skywalker, I have zero desire, because I don't believe Disney, Kathleen Kennedy, or Lucasfilm has learned their lesson yet. I just don't think they've learned it. I think they think the whole force is female, woke politics, women power, women are stronger than men, let's make all the men weak and let's make all the women strong, and all their stupid liberal politics. I just think they think that still sells. Well, let's let them see. Let's see. The one thing I love about this kind of stuff is I tell people all the time, when you're in the middle of a dispute with someone as to right and wrong, all you got to remember is one of you is going to be right. One of you is going to be right. And if it's you, awesome. And if you get to control that, then guess what? You're going to be the one who ends up being right. And the only way we're going to be right is if we just don't go out and see it en masse. I think they're really worried about the money they're going to make on this one. I really hope it fails. I should say first, I hope it's good, but I sincerely doubt it will be, simply because of how bad The Last Jedi was. And from what I'm hearing, the leaks I've been hearing about The Rise of Skywalker, it is not going to be good. It's not. There are plenty of people who are covering the leaks. Nerdrotic is one of them. According is another. Odin's Movie Blog is another. Geeks and Gamers is covering it. If you want to check those guys out, please do. They're all fantastic. John Talks is covering it as well. Macarandom 42, that Star Wars girl. They're all covering the leaks. As a matter of fact, Overlord DVD, which is Doomcop, he's covering it as well. If you want to see. And he's been great about it, as a matter of fact. He's got kind of some it's all rumor, but apparently he has some inside sources, and if his sources are true, man, this movie's gonna suck so bad. So I am not gonna pay to see it. But for those of you who I'm just wanted to talk about this and how the entertainment and the culture is affecting our entertainment in a negative way, not just politics. I've discussed politics before too, and how all this whole quote-unquote progressive, which there's nothing progressive about it. There's nothing woke about woke culture. Those some of the sleepiest people I've ever met in my life. There's nothing. It is so oxymoronic to say any of these terms. They don't mean what the people who claim to champion them actually think they mean. It's already permeated our politics and destroyed our politics and made that politics very toxic. And it's doing the same thing to our entertainment. But the funny thing is they call us toxic when they're really the ones who are being toxic. Because all we want is good entertainment. They want to shove their politics and their beliefs down our throats. And that's not what we're interested in. So for those of you, I apologize I haven't been here in about a week. I've been sick, haven't been feeling well, but I'm back. I'll be making more videos like this. I have other things I want to discuss. I look forward to talking to y'all soon. For those of you who are my subscribers, please get the word out about the channel. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you subscribing, but I really like to see the channel grow. Thank you so much for your time. Please click the like button if you like this video. And if you didn't, that's okay. No big deal. But I thank you for sticking around this long. If you didn't, if you did, click that like button, subscribe, and spread the word. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great one. Take care.